When Melody Shari shared a special moment between Harper and her children, many people expected just another celebrity family post. But what happened instead was something much deeper. The conversation was not about fame, money, or popularity. It was about something every parent hopes to give their children the mindset to build a successful future. The video showed Harper spending time with Melody's kids and sharing lessons about life, choices, and personal growth. It was a simple conversation, but the message behind it caught the attention of many viewers. People noticed that Hill was not trying to impress anyone or give a speech just for the cameras. He was sharing ideas that could actually help young people understand how success is created. Melody Shari's reaction to the moment also stood out. She made it clear that having the right people around her children is one of the most important things she can do as a mother. For her, success is not only about what she has achieved in her own life. It is about making sure her children have the knowledge, support, and guidance they need to create their own path. Many parents dream of seeing their children do well in life. Some focus on education. Some focus on discipline. Others focus on teaching kindness and respect. But one thing almost every parent understands is that children are influenced by the people around them. The voices children hear, the examples they see, and the lessons they learn can shape how they think about their future. That is why moments like this can have such a powerful impact. Harper was not simply talking to Melody's children. He was helping them understand a way of thinking that could stay with them for years. One of the biggest lessons Hill shared was the idea that success is created through small choices. Many people look at successful individuals and only see the final result. They see the achievements, the awards, the businesses, or the recognition. But they often do not see the thousands of small decisions that happened before those achievements. Hill explained that every day people make small choices that slowly build their future. These choices may not seem important in the moment, but over time, they create a pattern. The habits people develop today can affect where they end up tomorrow. For example, a student who decides to spend extra time learning instead of wasting hours doing things that do not help them grow is making a small choice. Someone who practices a skill every day instead of giving up after one difficult attempt is making a small choice. A person who stays focused on their goals even when nobody is watching is making a small choice. These decisions may look small, but they add up. That was the heart of Harper's message. Success does not usually happen because of one lucky moment. It happens because people continue making choices that move them closer to their goals. This lesson is important because many young people today grow up seeing quick success online. Social media often shows the finished version of someone's life. People see the expensive cars, the big homes, the achievements, and the attention. But they do not always see the years of effort behind those moments. Harper wanted the children to understand that building a successful life requires patience. Dreams are important, but dreams alone are not enough. A person has to create a plan and take action every day. That is where his idea of creating a personal blueprint becomes meaningful. A blueprint is a plan that shows what you want to build. Before someone builds a house, they need a design. They need to know what the final result should look like. Hill used this idea to explain that people should also create a blueprint for their own lives. Before chasing a goal, people need to understand what they want and why they want it. Do they want to become better at a certain skill? Do they want to start a business? Do they want to become a professional athlete? Do they want to make a difference in the world? The first step is knowing the direction. But Hill also explained that having a blueprint is only the beginning. A plan means nothing if a person does not follow through with their actions. Someone can say they want to become successful, but if their daily choices do not support that goal, the dream remains only an idea. This is where many people struggle. They have goals, but their habits do not match those goals. They want a better future, but do not always make choices that lead them there. Hill's message was simple. Your actions have to match your vision. During the conversation, Hill used basketball as an example to make the lesson easier to understand. He explained that if someone wants to become a great basketball player, they cannot simply say they want it. They have to practice. They have to improve. They have to put in the work. The same idea applies to every area of life. A person who wants better grades has to study. A person who wants to build a career has to learn and improve. A person who wants to become successful has to develop habits that support their goals. The dream is the starting point, but the daily work is what creates the result. This message is something many adults also need to hear. Sometimes people wait for the perfect opportunity or the perfect moment before they start working toward their goals. But Hill's lesson reminds us that progress usually comes from small steps taken consistently. Melody Shari's decision to share this moment also showed something important about her parenting style. She was not only celebrating her children being around someone successful, she was highlighting the value of learning from positive influences. Many successful people understand that growth does not happen alone. Having mentors and people who provide guidance can make a huge difference. A mentor can offer advice, share experiences, and help someone see possibilities they may not have considered before. For children, meeting people who have achieved success can help them understand that their own dreams are possible. It allows them to see examples of people who worked hard, stayed focused, and created something meaningful. Melody's message about surrounding her children with positive, intelligent, and wholesome people connected with many parents because it reflects a common hope giving children the best environment possible. The environment around a child plays a major role in how they view the world. The conversations they hear become part of their thinking. The people they spend time with can influence their goals and beliefs. When children are surrounded by people who value learning, discipline, and growth, those ideas become normal parts of their life. This does not mean children need a perfect environment or that every influence has to be famous or successful. It simply means the people around them should encourage them to become better versions of themselves. That is what made Hill Harper's conversation meaningful. He was not just talking about achievement, he was talking about character. Because true success is not only about what someone owns or what title they have, it is also about how they think, how they treat others, and how they handle challenges. And that is a lesson Melody appears to want her children to understand from an early age. Another powerful part of this moment was the idea that parents are not only raising children for today, they are preparing them for the future. Every lesson, every conversation, and every example can become something that children carry with them as they grow older. For Melody Shari, this moment with Hill Harper was not just a simple interaction. It represented the kind of foundation she wants to create for her children. She understands that children need more than material things. They need guidance, they need wisdom, they need people around them who can help them understand life beyond what they see on the surface. Many people can provide things for their children, but teaching them how to think, how to make decisions, and how to handle challenges is a different kind of investment. And that is exactly what made Hill Harper's message stand out. He was not telling the children that success is about being better than everyone else. He was not telling them that success is measured by money, fame, or attention. Instead, he focused on personal growth and becoming the best version of themselves. That lesson is important because the world often sends a different message. Many young people grow up believing success is only about reaching a certain level of popularity or having certain things. But Hill reminded them that real success begins from within. It begins with discipline. It begins with understanding your goals. It begins with making choices that match the future you want to create. One of the most interesting parts about Hill Harper's approach was how simple he made the lesson. He did not use complicated ideas. He explained success in a way that children could understand. Sometimes the most powerful lessons are not the ones filled with difficult words. They are the ones that can be understood and remembered. The idea of micro-choices is something that applies to everyone. Every person, regardless of age, is constantly making small decisions throughout the day. Some choices help people move forward. Other choices may slow them down. A person's future is often created by these repeated decisions. Think about someone learning a new skill. At the beginning, they may not be very good. They may make mistakes. They may feel like improvement is taking too long. But if they continue practicing, continue learning, and continue showing up, those small efforts eventually create progress. Loved the video? Show your support by liking, sharing, and subscribing for more awesome content every week.